right. Well, hey, everybody, it's GrimmGreen from GrimmGreen.com back here today. Thank you so much for joining me again here in the Vape Layer for some more vapey-tastic good times. What I have to talk about today, first up, as they say on ye old GrimmGreen's chopping block, this is a mech mod. So this mech mod came to me via vapenaked.com, which every time I facepalm when I say the name of that, because it's not that it's a bad vendor name, it's that it reminds me of that stupid song that Tommy Lee did a long time ago when he was married to Pamela Anderson called Get Naked. Get Naked. And I hate it. I hate that song, and every time I say Vape Naked, I just sing that song in my head. Vape Naked. But it's not about any of that. What it's about right now is this. This is a mech mod called the TRES EVO. It's a copper mech mod, and it comes from this one. This one came to me from Vape Naked, like I just said. So it's a mech mod. It's a 22mm mech mod with rhodium contacts. Not sure how superconductive rhodium is. I keep getting conflicting stories from people. Some play, oh no, well silver's better, and some people say, oh no, rhodium is where it's at. Regardless, it's rhodium. It hits really well. I have it right now with a Tobe rebuildable atomizer on there, and as you can see, the Tobe's 22mm, the mod itself is 22mm, and this is right now you can see it really well. See how it's darker at the top than it is at the bottom? That's from holding it. After so much use, it went from this darker color to this much lighter color, but it stayed shiny. Like it didn't get hazy or anything. You know how sometimes like copper and brass mods, they get like dull looking? This has stayed shiny, and that has just made me so happy. In order to get to know this just a little bit better, of course, we're going to have to do some up close time. What we have here is the TRES EVO Mech mod, as you can see right here, TRES, and this has kind of been getting a lot of use, and you can see the color has kind of changed. I'm not sure, maybe you've seen the first impressions in my vlog. It was kind of a completely different color. It's actually patinaing lighter where I hold it. So I've been holding it, down here like a mech mod, and it's actually lighter down here and darker up here. I actually like the color that this is becoming. And when I first got it, this lettering was dark. It was filled in with some sort of goo or oil or something, and that's kind of faded out a little bit. It feels nice. It's not slimy or anything like that, but it's gotten lighter as well. Same with the Evo TVE 292 here on the bottom as well. So let's take a look at it from top to bottom. Going to go ahead and take off the top cap, and as you can see in the tube, there are vent holes. There's 3 vent holes right across the top. It's only on one side, not on the other side. 3 vent holes right there in the event of a catastrophic battery failure, which should not be happening. I do actually really like this center pin. It does have the annoying way to adjust for battery rattle, and that just seems to be a trend in mech mods, and it's not going away anytime soon. So it's kind of one of those necessary evils that you have to deal with. But it does have a floating center pin, so I'm going to press this in and reset it. Do you see that? Pressed it right in. Now it's sitting flush. And if I put something like, oh, let's say the Tobe on here, it's going to work its way back out. Work its way back out like that. Now you can see that it's kind of pushed itself out a little bit, and now I know that that's making a good connection with the top, with the with the center post in there. So yeah, you have to adjust for battery rattle by using this little screw here. You screw it in or screw it out depending on the size of your battery. So the tube itself, nice tube. It does smell a bit like pennies, but it's not. It's actually not. I don't know. It's not super offensive. And like I said, I do like how shiny this is. Obviously, it's got some nice scratches, some wear and tear from using it. I was using this quite a bit. Here's the rest of the tube. Let's take a look at the bottom right here. Threads on both sides, threads on the top, threads on the bottom. And I don't know if the threads are interchangeable. I don't think they are for some reason. Oh yeah, look at that. I can screw this so I can patina the whole thing in that lighter color. You can see the real difference kind of happening right there. Let's take a look at the bottom switch. There's your contact right there, and according to the website, the whole thing is made of copper. They say it's absolutely stunning. What I was looking for on here is serialized vape bag, modular design. It has 3 interchangeable tubes, battery configuration, 3 vent holes, rhodium plated copper pins. That's right, rhodium. We talked about that in the vlog a while back. Rhodium. Evidently, it's a some sort of superconductive conductive material. So there's your rhodium plated brass contacts right there. That's what's going to come up and touch the battery. This does come all the way apart, which I'm not sure that I want to do right now. There is a spring in there. You know what? Let's just take it apart. Let's spend some time taking this apart, just because it's a thing that needs to happen. Because if I don't, then people get upset with me. Contact right there. Then the switch comes out, and there's your spring snug sitting right there on the post. You see the copper in here is kind of dirty. It's somewhat dirty, but that's okay, because it doesn't matter if it's dirty or not. There's your locking feature. Your locking ring comes off of there. Wow, that does look dirty. I mean, just compared to the rest of the mod, how bright and clean it is. It's all dirty, and I bet you could clean that. I bet you could wipe that off and polish it if you so desired. All that stuff, I'm assuming, will come off. But yeah, so let's put the switch back together. And that's your locking feature. The threads on it are quite nice. I'm gonna put this back on. If I can see, I'm really far away, so it's hard to see. Oh, come on now. There. That goes in. This, don't take the spring off, Nick. Contact goes back in, or the switch goes back in, then this, the contact screws back down on here. If I can get it just right. There you go, just like that. Screws down, nice and snug. Now, the button sits flush with the bottom of this, so I rarely use this locking feature. It comes down and sort of covers the button so you can't press it, but I just leave it unlocked, honestly, 100% of the time, because that button, it just sits flush with the bottom, so that when you set it down, you're in no danger of pressing it. So I'm going to put a battery in here. I'm going to adjust that battery, the battery rattle, and whoops, I'm putting this on upside down again. We're going to adjust for that battery rattle, then we're going to get back out to normal view, and we're going to vape it. Let's see if they can, if that battery rattle is already like magically somehow perfectly adjusted. I don't know why I'm having so much problem screwing this together. I've never had this problem before. And of course you're going to have to do this multiple times. Oh wow, that's actually perfect. That was actually shockingly perfect. Now my tobe is going to fire perfectly. 22 millimeters around, so it lines up just so perfectly with that atomizer. It's just a kind of a beautiful, sexy mod. I've really enjoyed using it. Let's get back out to normal view and let's vape this. It's just a really good mech. I really like using this mech, even though does kind of smell like pennies. It's not, like I said in the up close, it's not offensive. Like, it doesn't put me off. I don't actually smell it unless I really get up there and then I go, oh yeah, that really smells like pennies. I really like how it's patinaing. It's staying shiny at the bottom and it's kind of staying dark at the top. And if you saw my first impressions, you may or may not have seen my first impressions in a vlog at one point, and I wasn't too stoked on it. I wasn't really stoked on the logo because it was blackened, but that's all gone away now. And mine had this really strange like tiger stripe down it. You remember that? Does anybody remember that? I had this weird like machining mark, like a tiger stripe down the side of it. It's gone. It's just disappeared. Let me roll it around. No more tiger stripe. It's just gone. With use, it just disappeared. The switch, the spring on the bottom has a very short throw. It's nice and easy to use. Like I said, I rarely ever lock it, but you do have the ability to lock it. And the reason I don't lock it is it just sits flush. I just set it down and boom, it just works. It just stands there. Pardon me. Robin, it's not time for you yet. It just sits, and I have no no worries about firing it or anything like that. What I want to do is I'm going to flip the tube around and continue using it so that I can get the top part kind of looking more like the bottom part, because the bottom is nice, this nice shiny copper color, and the top is becoming darker and darker as time goes on. So what I want to do is flip it, get that part in my hand so that we can make it look like a nice mod. This mod just works well. It hits hard and it looks sleek. It looks nice with every 22mm atomizer I put on there. I would love to have like a copper, same color atomizer on the top, even with that chuff enough drip top on there. It looks really cool. Obviously, this is the Tobe version 1, and it hits well. I like using it. I'm not sure what else to say. I've never got the locking rings, locked in either position. I really like using it. So this comes from vapenaked.com, which of course I'll have a link to down in the description. It's the TresEvo TVC. Oh, TVC. That's what it says on the bottom. Hey, things are coming together. You can choose your serial number, which is kind of a interesting thing. If like 518 is your favorite number, you're like 518, that's my lucky number, dog, then you can just pick number 518 if it's still there. And nope, sorry, 518's out of stock. 518, dog, you can't get 518. 522? No, 522's not in stock. 527? Is everything out of stock? Nope. 511's in stock. 512's in stock. 513's in stock. Anyway, it's $179. So vape budget hands, $180 to me in the world of original copper rhodium contact mech mods seems like a really good deal. Some of my favorite mech mods seem to fall into this exact price range, this $170 to $180. I loved the Cronus, I loved the Titan, I really like the TresEvo, and it smells like pennies, but that's not a deal breaker for me because I just really like using it, and I like the way that it looks, and I like the way that it feels, and I like the button. And before I start talking in circles here, I'm just going to say I really enjoyed using this. I even like the way that it's aging. My tiger stripe is gone. Fits every atomizer I've ever used. I like the switch. I like that it's flush. It's $180 from vapenaked.com. They have a bunch of pictures on there, and they do have a whole bunch of stuff. This is one thing I didn't show you real fast. Came in this fancy TresEvo Velcro carrying case, and it does come with other tubes. So if you want to use like a little 18490 in there, boom, little 18490 tube. If you want to use I don't know, what size is that? I guess that's the 18490 size, and this would be like the little 340 size. Anyway, it comes with 3 different tube sizes to fit to your battery needs. I've purely been using it with the 18650 just because I'll build a sub-ohm coil, I'll put it on here with an 18650 like 30 amp battery, and it's just fantastic. Brass locking mechanism, short throw, rhodium plated copper pins, and those pins in there, as you saw in the up close, they haven't got worn down or anything. There's nothing showing through. They're just staying strong. It seems to be like a very strong, plating on those copper contacts. It does come with the bag. It does come with the extra tubes if you want them. That's what I got. I'm going to wrap this up right now. This is the TresEvo, vapenaked.com. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and as always, let's keep on vaping.